want to, if they've got anything at all that they want to raise with us, then I'm very happy, and potentially, you know, I can feed back to you the kind of issues that came up if people do get in touch with us, to add to the more we understand what the key issues are, and like we were just talking about the people who have slipped through the net and what we can do to find them and potentially help them, because we know that there are people who have slipped through the net so far of the government support schemes.
Well, that'd be good to find out, I think. Oh, we've got 9 waiting. Is everyone happy if I let everyone in?
Yeah.
And then we'll just see. We'll give it a minute or two to get everyone in. And then I guess if you don't mind kicking us off, Andrew, a quick welcome, and then we'll do give everyone 30 seconds or maybe a minute if we've got a bit more time and fewer numbers. I've got a timer on, so I'll set it going, and then it will beep, and then we can move on to.
Well, I'll let you take Peter's role and shout at people. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Okie dokes. Brilliant. Right, so I'm letting everyone in now.
Let's be quiet, Baxter.
There we go. Morning, everybody.
Morning.
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 You see, I'm going to change.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, that's
good
better.
morning. Don't you all
It's
look
nice. I say it's nice to see everybody. Are we waiting a couple of more minutes, James, or are we going to?
Yeah, should we give everyone a couple of minutes to get in, and then we'll.
Morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Off. This is great.
It took a while to connect, actually.
Terry.
Morning, Hazel.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Everybody else. I made it at last, Iris. I couldn't find it. I ended up texting James this morning.
Oh.
Thank you, James.
You're in now, Hazel.
Yeah.
That's
Well done,
good.
Hazel.
Sorry. I think because it's got a link, it probably goes to people's junk folder. I don't know how many people
It
that happened
did,
to,
but
but
this morning it did. But
not
like,
before.
I've not seen anything else.
I'm going to double check in case you've slipped off my mailing list.
Well,
coming up.
I'll look into that, Hazel. Don't
Yeah.
worry. I don't want you missing out on other bits and bobs that are going on. So
thank you, Iris, for telling me about it.
yeah. Did you talk to her in person, or was this?
Yeah, we saw each other up the road, didn't we? Twice.
Oh,
We were at the gym, at one of the last gym sessions.
Yes, yeah, and the time before as well. I think last week you mentioned it.
Yeah.
I can't see Iris.
I'm at the top in the glasses.
No, I can't see you.
Can't see James, and I don't know why.
oh, try gallery view. So if you go top right,
Top right.
and there's speaker view, gallery view.
Yeah.
Just alternate between the two, and then if you do speaker view, not speaker view.
It's still not coming on.
Gallery view.
Yeah, speaker view. Oh no, I'm confused now. Basically, one gives you a
gallery
grid of
view.
people, and the
I
other
don't
one.
normally have this problem.
Oh, it looks like
No, I can only see. There's only 9. I've got 9 windows, and I've done this before. And
Try pulling the
there are a
window
lot-
wide.
No, there's a lot more windows. But when someone speaks, they come onto. They replace one of the windows that.
Oh yeah, you're in speaker
Here we go.
view.
We've got even more people joining us now. Morning, everyone.
No, I'm in gallery view.
So you have a grid.
Yeah, I've got a grid.
Oh, this is great. What a turnout.
Katie.
Good morning, folks. How is everyone?
Good. Yeah, how are you, Katie?
Right,
I'm
James,
fine,
James,
thank
can you see the speaker? Can you see all the speakers as they speak?
Hi, Dean.
Because I can only see 9 people. I can't see.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
weird.
I
Oh, it's
see.
your job. I'm going to
You're talking to
call
me.
everyone through then, because otherwise you can't see who's here. So
This is Plaxi and Daphne at the bottom.
No, can't
Oh,
see you, Plaxi.
Plaxy's Martin, by the
Oh.
way.
Yeah.
Can't see
Okay.
you, Martin.
You can't see me.
No,
You
maybe
want
that,
to?
are you
maybe that's a
deliberately
good
hidden?
thing.
Are you, Martin? Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Wicked.
Hello.
Brilliant.
And there's Daphne.
Yeah. No, it's James.
Well, Daphne will be James, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Should we kick off, and then if anyone does turn up, I'll just let them in? Is that all right with everybody?
That's fine. As long as can everyone see everybody else? I can only see 9, but that doesn't matter.
You
Yeah.
scroll across.
16.
No, it's not even. Oh, hold on. There you go. You're right. If
You
I
got it?
scroll across, but I can
Share
see. I can see you,
screen.
Martin.
Morning,
Right,
Martin.
Well,
I'm
look,
sure you don't want to see me, but you can by scrolling.
not first thing in the morning, Martin. Anyway, good
Oh.
morning, everybody.
Morning,
and
darling.
welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to our first Zoom SBF breakfast meeting. Strange times, really. Very, very different for all of us in different ways. Opportunities for some, and sadness for others. And I just said to James that I'd like to have a meeting perhaps next month where we feed back on how the COVID experience has actually affected us personally and in our businesses. But at least we've made a start, and at least we're back on, back in the saddle. We've got two speakers this morning, which James is going to introduce. We're going to start off with our normal format, give everyone the opportunity to, for 30 seconds, just talk about themselves and their business. And then we'll try and move on. No breakfast this morning. I've not even had breakfast yet, unfortunately. Maybe James, with his magic, can work a virtual breakfast.
Yeah, we could do a delivery.
Could do
That might be a thing I need to partner with Linda on, I reckon.
That would be so
So
good.
James, over to you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Andrew. So what I'm going to do is I'll call you out, and then you've got 30 seconds if you just want to tell us who you are, what you do, what you've been up to, maybe very quickly if you can, anything we can do to help you or to refer people to you at the moment. I'm going to say 30 seconds each, which will bring us nicely to when we start the first talk. So I've got an alarm that will go off. On my screen, I'm going to run left to right all the way across. Obviously, everyone's screen looks different to everyone else's. So you probably won't be able to guess when you're up next, because your screen won't look like mine. So that will keep it more exciting, so you're on your toes. But working from my screen, Richard, can we kick off with you, please, if that's all right? I know you're doing the talk, but if you could just tell us about you and maybe
Can't really help you.
your own business, maybe rather than what you're here to talk about today, if that's all right.
Okay, well, my name's Richard Hayward. I live and work here in the village of Stansted. I'm a marketing consultant, and my primary job is to help people develop courses and materials online and then promote those course materials. So I actually have clients all over the world, but I have supported people locally as well. I probably should be in this forum. I've been meaning to sort of investigate and possibly join for years, but I've never quite got around to it. So apologies that I haven't, and maybe that's something I should deal with. And at the moment, I'm also working on this mental health initiative, which we'll be talking about in a bit more detail soon.
Lovely. Thank you very much. It's over to me next, because I'm next to Richard on my screen. So morning, everybody. For those of you that haven't met me before or forgotten who I am over lockdown, my name's James. My business is H&E Media, and also do community engagement for planning applications, and I work as part of the voluntary committee on the SBF, pulling together things like the directory that goes on in the village. So that's me and my role. And then over to Linda. Did you want to say a little bit, Linda, about what you do?
Yeah, morning everybody. So my name is Linda Hells, and I'm the Economic Development Officer at Uttlesford District Council. I think more of you will have known my predecessor, Simon Jackson, but he sadly left the council's employment on the 19th of March. So I've been sort of locked down and onwards in the role. Sarah and myself, who are the economic development team at the council, have come along this morning just to talk through with you who we are, what we're doing, and what help we can offer.
Cool, that was bang on 30 seconds. We'll have to get you along to a real meeting, Linda. I think that would be good. Andrew, over to you. Do you want to tell us about?
Yeah, Andrew, I'm the chairman of this group and have been since inception. I'm a solicitor. I have an office in Station Road. Presently, that's unmanned because we can't. Peter James, who has an estate agency there, is running his business, and to be COVID safe, we've decided that only one business should run there. I guess for me and my business, conveyancing has gone absolutely mad because of the stamp duty holiday that exists. But generally, it's been uncertain times. People are. I think it's all the negativity that's affected people more than the actual COVID. Over to next.
Lovely. Thank you, Andrew. Sue, over to you, please.
Hi, morning everyone. I'm Sue from Absolute Travel down in Chapel Hill. Obviously, it's been a very difficult time for the travel industry, but I'm pleased to say we're still here. We are very confident next year will be bigger and stronger. People are fed up and they are looking to book holidays for next year. They've got to get away. Again, following government guidelines, we are currently closed. But do drop us an email for anything you need any help with, and we'll do our best to help you.
Lovely. Thank you, Sue. Hazel, over to you, if that's okay. Oh, you're muted.
Good morning,
there you go.
everyone.
I'll start the timer again, Hazel.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
There you go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hazel Williams. I'm an osteopath down the road, not far from the centre really, just in Blythewell Gardens. I'm a cranial osteopath as well as a structural osteopath, and I'm open because I'm a healthcare worker and I'm allowed to be open. So during this pandemic, the last one I didn't because nobody knew what they were doing and all the other PPE and all the other stuff. So I'm really glad I didn't open in the last one, but now we're a little bit more savvy about our clothing and what we wear and how safe we are. I'm very safe. So, you know, I've got all things in place for me to do my work. I also teach Pilates, rehab Pilates at the Quaker Hall. And yeah, that's me basically down the road in Stansted.
Lovely. Thank you, Hazel. Sarah, I know you'll be talking later, I believe, or you're here on sort of behalf of us, but did you want to tell us a bit about you and your role and what you've been doing at all?
Just very briefly, I'm the business support officer at Uttlesford District Council, so I work alongside Linda on the economic development team. So I'm sort of really the first point of contact for businesses. So it's always really useful to know sort of what's going on in the business community and know how you're faring over COVID particularly. So it'd be good to reach out to people.
Lovely. Thank you very much. And Terry with his lovely background. What a nice background that is. I wonder who made that for
Morning,
you.
everybody. My name's Terry Farthing, and I'm the MD of London Jet Charter here at Stansted Airport. And our offices are open because of any other reason that I'm not going to bloody shut it. And people to fulfill their dreams. Here at London Jet Charter, we deliver the 5-star experience you always imagined flying by private jet would be. So whether you're planning a business trip, a golfing break, a significant anniversary, or the trip of a lifetime, from the moment you leave your home, London Jet Charter will smooth the way to make your flight a happy memory that lasts forever. London Jet Charter for those who fly smarter. And I'd be interested in speaking to Sue later on to see how we can collaborate to try and get things rolling.
Brilliant, yeah, great, Terry.
Lovely. Thank you, Terry. Maureen, can we move to you if that's okay?
Yep. Hi, I'm Chair of the Parish Council. We've been operating our meetings via Zoom, but it has impacted quite a bit on people getting together and having, you know, that wide-ranging discussion in committees and working groups. But we're all still moving ahead. I think the couple of big issues for the village. One is Grove Hill and the impact of heavy goods lorries going up and down there on residents and the general traffic. And then we have Fairfield development out in Elsenham coming up for discussion or inquiry next week. We also have the Bloor Homes development proposal out on Bentfield Pennington Lane, which we are actively opposing with the Save Stansted group. And then we have Remembrance Day, which has been hit by COVID and the restrictions. So we were hopefully having James to do a video of the wreath laying and the ceremony, but that won't be happening now. We will still be laying the wreaths from the organisations, etc. And the vicar will be saying the prayers, but that's about it for this year. We're also consulting on Crafton Greenhouse, which I would appreciate any of you putting in any views on that. One of the proposals is to remove Crafton Greenhouse and replace that with parking, or to use it in some voluntary capacity for any groups or whatever. But if you look either in the link or online on the parish website, you'll be able to see the options that you've got. But I know parking has been an issue for everybody, so if you could look at that and give us a response, that would be extremely helpful. And lastly, flooding. We've now got a flood store, and we're equipping that to help our flood wardens, but we are also recruiting flood wardens to come out and help in emergencies. So if anybody knows anybody, or you can volunteer yourselves, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Lovely. Thank you, Maureen. Iris, over to you, if that's all right.
That certainly is. I'm the SPF treasurer, so things regarding membership and everything else have been a bit quiet lately. And but I also sort of pay all the bills. With the SPF, I do the Link magazine article every month, so I'll put something in about what we're doing today. The other thing was there's a list. I've got together a list, updated list of what everybody does and their details. So, I mean, would you all be happy if I send that round? Because it's, you know, one of the things we did the other week was about collaborating with each other, and you know what Sue and Terry said. You know, it might be quite helpful. So if that's okay with all of you, I can send that round. And I've got a business where I've been working developing qualifications for some employers in London.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Dinah, over to you, if that's all right, please.
Hi, morning. It's Dina McDonald. I'm actually here with Richard and Rachel and Lane as part of the Let's Talk Stansted, or the Stansted Mental Health Initiative. But as an aside, as I'm here, I also teach yoga and mindfulness, although I'm not actually actively promoting or teaching any classes at the moment. You know, in the future, I'm here if you need it.
Lovely. Thank you very much. And Katie, moving on to you, if that's okay, please.
Hi guys, it's an awful long time since I've come to one of these meetings, about 3 years actually. But I was invited, so I said yes. I'd see how it's changed, but obviously it's very different on Zoom. Yeah. Anyway, Utility Warehouse is who I work with. It's now called UW, and they've been absolutely amazing. They've done everything so we can do things online, and they're really, really busy because they've got some fantastic deals. But I do spend most of my time, as normal, supporting my team because some of them are new. There's quite a few new ones actually. So that, you know, I'm pretty busy, I must admit, even though I'm not going out very much. It's just all online. Anyone wants to know more, then please contact me. And yeah, if you send around everybody's contact details, that would be great. Okay. Look forward to the two talks.
Thank you very much. Elaine, can we move to you, please?
Hello, I'm Elaine, so I'm here again as part of the Mental Health Initiative. But in my real job, I work delivering behaviour change interventions. So for an organisation that works with, we do all sorts. We specialise in domestic abuse, child-to-parent violence, and we work with the perpetrators. And we are funded by the police, prisons, and local authorities. We don't have a local contract here, although there's people from the local authority here. If you want to give us one, we've got a great service. But we have contracts across London, Bristol, West Midlands as well. So yeah, my work over COVID has been really busy because people's lives have been going crazy, unfortunately. And there's been a lot of domestic problems and violence and families falling apart. So unfortunately, I'm very busy right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Rachel, can we hear from you briefly, if that's okay?
Thanks, James. Morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Dawes. So I've lived in the village for about 2.5 years now, so not too long. I'm fairly a newbie. I'm head of business development at a law firm in the city, but I haven't ventured into the city since March. So it's been a big change. And as quite a few of you said, it's been amazing to kind of see how businesses have adapted during the enterprises, from huge organizations to small ones, and how kind of everybody's now geared up to operate successfully online. So it's been really interesting to see. And then I'm also been able to dedicate a bit more time, now I don't have that lovely commute, to working with Elaine and Dina and Richard on the mental health initiative. And it's been wonderful. Maureen and Iris, it's been great to meet you both, and the support that you've given us, along with many other people within the village already, has been fantastic. So I'm looking forward to speaking to you all a bit more about it.
Thank you very much. Martin, over to you, please.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Martin. I trade as Leaflet Delivery UK. I distribute marketing material, leaflets, menus, magazines in the Bishop Stortford and surrounding areas myself with my team, or we do bookings nationally through the Royal Mail door-to-door service. I've been working with various members recently, Forest Hall School, Fairweather Windows, Murdoch's, AGS, CZ Design, particular collaboration we have, and also with the Bishop Stortford and Saffron Walden Flyer. So pretty busy at the moment.
Good.
Brilliant. And finally, but not least, James.
What's this, James?
You,
Hello.
James.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can. You're a little
that's
bit
good.
muffled, but go ahead and we can always turn you up our end if need be.
That's good. Yes, I'm what we call a general factotum. I do pretty well all sorts of things, but I'm not in professional business anymore. Retired quite a number of years ago now. Lived in Stansted over 45 years in the same house. We changed our house name from Clouds. I didn't like my thought of having my head in the clouds, to Tally Ho, which is dumpity dumpity dump on the back of a horse doing something positive. But yes, I've lots and lots of contacts in the village and in the country and worldwide, come to that. But it's a brilliant privilege to belong to the very well known now Stansted Business Forum. Thanks ever so much, James.
Thank you, James. Brilliant. So according to my screen, that's everyone here. Has anyone not spoken that slipped off my screen? I'll take that silence as a yes. That brings us nicely to the first of our two speakers. So I'm going to hand over now to Richard and to Elaine, who are going to talk about Let's Talk Stansted. So I'll hand over to you. I'm going to mute everyone, but if you two can unmute yourselves and share the screen, then I'll hand over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Richard. I did unmute myself, but I think we did it at the same time.
Sorry, we did it exactly the same time. My bad.
Yeah, I unmuted you as you muted. So that's it. Richard's got the slide there. So I'm Elaine, as I said, and I'm part of this great initiative which we've set up in Stansted. So back in July, we didn't know each other. We had no connection to each other. There was 3 local young men that committed suicide within 10 days, or completed suicide, we should say. I'd say committed anymore. Completed suicide within 10 days of each other. You might have seen it, you might know of people, and they were just the ones that were successful. There was more that were thankfully unsuccessful. And we sort of came together, and sort of there was a plea, you might have seen it, that went out on sort of Stansted Matters, saying, you know, can we do something as a community? Is there any way that we can sort of pull together and I don't know, do something and try and train people up? So that's what we've done. We sent out this plea, and a wonderful bunch of people all got together, which is us. There's sort of 7 of us, and it's gone from strength to strength, really. So we have set up this initiative. We've got a Facebook page, website. We've had some wonderful support from local organisations and Local Mind, who have put on training courses so we can train people up in the community. Our vision, as we're going to talk about in this talk, is to get everybody involved, all the local businesses involved, to either be mental health ambassadors or first aiders, to be a point of contact, and to be, because you're out in the village and you're talking to people all the time, signposting, supporting, or doing some crisis intervention, as well as just, you know, we're trying to get the message out there to raise awareness that, you know, we're no one's alone in this village, and we're a really great community. We're going to put on all sorts of activities and groups, which I think Richard will talk about in a bit. And we want the whole community to be engaged in something, doing things positive, whether that's exercise or doing, you know, crafting projects, allotments, whatever. And also, you know, supporting each other. So that's our aim, and that's how we got together. So it's gone really quick, actually. We launched in September, and we're registering as a business, which Dina's doing for us and all sorts. So it's fantastic so far. So we'd love you to be involved, and Richard will tell you how.
Wow, I've never known you to be so brief. That's fantastic.
No, provide.
I was expecting a good 3 or 4 minutes at least. Thanks, Elaine. So I put some figures up there just a minute ago on mental health issues. I'm not going to read them off, but you can see that obviously, and it's been in the news regularly over the last few months, that mental health is a big issue and a growing concern. And it's something that is affecting people right across society and right across the spectrum, really. And we have to do something about that. So this idea at the bottom here, frontline support, doing things within the community to support other people, which obviously reduces the burden on the NHS, but also potentially saves lives as well if we're able to intervene with people who are having suicidal thoughts or in abusive relationships or self-harming. That could have a significant impact on people. So these are our goals. As Elaine has mentioned, we want to raise awareness. We want to get people trained in mental health awareness, and also this concept of mental health first aid, which isn't a medical intervention, it's a talking service. It's the ability to identify people who might be having mental health problems of different kinds, depression, anxiety, abusive behaviour, that kind of thing, and intervene by offering an outlet for them, an opportunity to talk, signposting them on to professional services. We don't train people as counsellors and therapists, but we will signpost people to the right services that they need. And as Elaine has just mentioned, we want to facilitate or create or support community activities and outreach projects. So, we're looking at the idea of setting up a men's shed. I'm trying to encourage people to go out walking. At the moment, it's in pairs. That's all we can do, but hopefully later on in groups. And projects of that kind anyway. So it's really going from strength to strength. And we wanted to introduce this to you guys and to businesses in general, just to try and raise awareness of how you can get involved. Obviously, we need money. We are paying for training for people. We've got a group of 16 people currently going through a training program, which has been paid for by Mind in West Essex. But we've got lots more people who would like to be trained. We need some money and facilities in order to promote what we're doing and to raise awareness through the village. One thing that we're planning to do, and I think it's definitely going to happen now, is we're doing a Christmas card of some kind that will be distributed around the village in December. Iris has very kindly organised with local schools to have children produce the artwork for us, and we'll have a little competition going on to produce the artwork, and then we will get that printed and we will get it distributed in some way around the village, hopefully to every household if we can. So, we would love to have somebody to sponsor that. We need some money to put that together and do the printing work. And then obviously any kind of direct donations to support our work. So that's one area of it. And that might be a donation in kind. So depending on the kind of things that you do, there might be ways in which we can dovetail into what your business is and support each other, promote your business in the community while you're helping us to get our message out there. But we're also very keen to get businesses themselves working within the community. So nominating somebody as an ambassador, and I realise that a lot of people in the forum, as we are at the moment, are sole traders or working on their own. So maybe that's not entirely relevant, but there are courses that we have on offer and that we're working with to enable you to have a kind of champion for mental health within your business. And that supports your business, it supports your staff, and potentially it helps you to work with some of your customers as well. So that's an area that we'd like to follow up with businesses. And then finally, businesses can help us just to spread the word. So we want to produce posters and leaflets. This Christmas card needs to get out there. You could potentially just get part of our message out there in some of your communications or your briefings with your staff. And for smaller businesses that have got staff, as and when we're allowed, we would be more than willing to come in and do short briefings on mental health issues, just to raise that awareness with people. So that's what we are interested in doing with you guys and with the wider business community. We're still in our early stages. We are to some extent restricted in what we can do at the moment, but it's a great opportunity to do some planning, to do some discussion. And so I'd like to really open up the mics, if possible, and just ask you guys for any kind of immediate feedback on mental health issues. You know, how are you feeling about the situation we're in? Whether mental health is an issue for you or for the people that you work with, or what you're seeing within your particular business area. And are there ways that we can help in terms of giving information or even providing some kind of support service? So if it's possible, James, to kind of open up the mics, and you know, myself, Elaine, Rachel and Dina are all here online to answer questions or have a discussion. It sounds like you may have to unmute yourselves. No, I'm not hearing anyone.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can't hear you, James.
I think everybody needs to unmute, don't they?
Yep, that's it. So yeah, if you unmute yourself,
got it. Perfect.
You may need to go back to
can
speaker view.
Can I firstly contribute and say, well, what a fantastic initiative, and thank you for making the effort to make the effort, which isn't easy in I suppose in an environment that has such negativity at the moment. I mean, if I just start off by saying all of us no doubt have had good days and bad days, and trying to control that from time to time really relies on the people and the contacts around us. And the most vulnerable, I think, are those who don't have access to friends or family at certain points. And that first lockdown for so many people was desperate. And the result of that has been, I think, an acceleration of mental health issues, which have resulted, as you say, in domestic violence, general negativity, not just for in families who have had to spend time and have been forced to spend time together, but in terms of school children who don't know where their future is going to be, to people who have lost their jobs or think they're going to lose their jobs and have not sure where the income's going to be coming from. It's affected us all. And I suppose more than anything else, the suddenness and the immediacy of realizing that as a society and individuals and families were so vulnerable from such what started as a very small thing last December to what is now a pandemic and a global problem where there is really no light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's the big problem for people. So mental health from, you know, I see and deal with people every day in my business as a solicitor. And it has had an effect, and it's had an effect on them, the way they deal with things. People are acting in a different way to their normal, the normal sort of profile that I would expect. And I think a service that can support those who are most vulnerable is welcome and should be applauded. I'll just finish by saying you've asked for a sponsor for the Christmas cards. What sort of figure are you looking at?
Ideally a few £100s, but we haven't actually done a final specification yet.
I think that's something you should circulate, because either we as a forum might be able to have ask each of our members to contribute a sum, or I'm not sure what's in the coffers of the forum at the moment. I don't think it's very much, but Iris can advise. But I think that would be an absolutely brilliant initiative for the local community.
I'd agree. I'm happy. I'll circulate anything Richard and Elaine, if you want to send anything to me, and then we can put that out next week.
Absolutely. I mean, one simple way of doing it is we do have a Just Giving page. So I can give you that address.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, do you want to pop the link in the chat as well, if that's all right, before you go? And then if anyone wants to donate or pass that on to anyone else, that'd be fantastic.
Can the slides from the talk be circulated to the wider forum group via email?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, is that all right? Yep, we can do that then as well. Wonderful. Yep, good idea, Martin. I think we've got time for maybe one more comment or one more question, and then we'll move on, if that's all right. Does anyone want to add anything?
Actually, I will say one other thing. I think a member of our group is Nikki Mason, who is a trained counsellor. She works she has a little office in Station Road above my ground floor office. And I wonder whether she would actually assist on a voluntary basis to give you some a steer maybe on certain areas that you might find her expertise useful on. So
I think she probably already is, Andrew. I think she already is. It does ring a bell, that name. We have had about 100 people volunteer to support us, and several of those are counsellors or therapists, and we're slowly networking with them to bring them in together. But I will double check. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
For that.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for your time. And we've got a Facebook group, Let's Talk Stansted. If you're on Facebook, join up. Even if you just want to be part of it from a distance, or if you want to be actively involved, we're putting on all sorts of events and training, as we said. So if you want to train directly or train your staff, then that's something we can talk about and point you in the right direction or sign you up for. But thank you very much for letting us join your meeting.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, so I think we'll move on now to Linda and to Sarah, if that's okay. And we've got sort of 10 minutes or so, and we can do some questions at the end as well, if they're both happy to do so. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. Again, I'm going to share my presentation now, and I feel I've got quite a lot of positivity to follow, actually, because although it was a tough subject to listen to, it's fantastic to hear what you're doing in Stansted about the issue of mental health and well-being. So can you all see the screen, the presentation?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, those of you I can see nodding, thank you. So myself and Sarah are the Economic Development team at Uttlesford District Council, and obviously our current economic development strategy focuses on sustainable business growth, and that isn't what we've been focusing on for the last few months. So I'm going to go through with you some basic contact details for us and a couple of projects that might be of interest to you, but I would encourage you to get in touch with either of us, and I'll give you, as I say, the email address in a second. I will share, I'm happy to share these presentation slides to go out to everybody, and I've got another document that I'm going to share as well with the slides so that you'll all get a bit more follow-up. So if I can move on to the next one. So there's myself, Linda Howells, and Sarah Lewin, who is with me here today. Just so you're aware of all of our contact details, our email address that gets to either of us, and is probably the fastest way of getting a response, is business@uttlesford.gov.uk. You can sign up to the business newsletter. It's a digital newsletter that the council sends out at the page uttlesford.gov.uk/keep me posted. Make sure, and there's a whole load of different topics there that you can sign up for. Make sure that one of them is the business one, because that's the one that our information all goes out on. We don't mind who signs up to it, but we send out lots of information, and that will include mental health support information. So I'm very happy to have all the contact details sent through to me, and we can do a specific section on Stansted mental health support. We keep our website up to date, which is uttlesford.gov.uk/business. And we have produced, or Sarah has produced, a business support guide that is available to everybody, and I will send that out with the presentation slides so that you all get another copy of that. It is digital and we will keep it updated, but we hope that it's got a lot of contact details and bits of information in there that can help businesses across the district. We're also about to launch a closed Uttlesford Business Facebook group, so please keep an eye out for the notification of when that when that opens up, and we'd be really looking to start engaging much more directly with individual businesses, because we recognise that up until now we have been very dependent on our business networks, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But and you're a great business network because you've got so many different sectors covered in your network. But then some of our other business networks are specific places or specific types of business, and so we need to be talking to everybody. So we're on a drive to make sure that we are talking to everybody. So one of the things that, or a big project, I'm going to spend most of the rest of my few minutes talking to you about a particular piece of work that we've been doing recently. Just to give you a little background, we have found out that the national statistics suggest that pre the first lockdown, about 45% of independent businesses in the country were regularly using social media. During lockdown, that dropped to about 25%. And post-lockdown, that stayed at 25%, which is kind of counterintuitive if you think about it, because most customers, when we went into lockdown, went digital and online. So as they went digital and online, a lot of the businesses reduced their online, their social media activity. And so we recognised that potentially we needed to be able to support those businesses to really understand and to be able to create the messages that would have the most impact. So we've bought a contract with a company called Maybe Tech, who are very highly regarded. They're actually working very closely with a government-funded organisation called the High Street Task Force. And they're going to offer free training and support for 500 businesses across the whole of the district. So that obviously includes Stansted and the surrounding area. For anybody who thinks that social media would be useful for their business, and anybody who's engaging or has a customer interface, there will be free training and support for all of the businesses. There will be free accounts with analytics. So you can sign up for an account with Maybe Tech and understand the impact that your social media is having. And you can compare yourself to other people and understand how you can improve yours by looking at what other people are doing and how they're interacting. But it's also one of the things that I've learned from the work that we've been doing with them is that if everybody in an area uses a hashtag, and say in Stansted that would be Love Stansted, if everybody uses that and everybody starts retweeting and re-sharing each other's, then it raises the profile of that area. So when we come out of lockdown as well, more people will think, oh, I know there's all those businesses in Stansted. I can go to Stansted and get whatever I need. There's also free webinars on Wednesdays, which are for people who've got a bit more social media experience, and they're just inspiring. Really, I would recommend to anybody that they have a look at that. So if you need any more information, get in touch with us. We did send out a business newsletter recently with all the information on. But for those of you who aren't signed up to the business newsletter, please contact us. We'll give you all the links. So the other thing we've done is we've bought an online platform. And we are about to launch it. We haven't publicly launched it yet because it's very important that our residents don't start looking at it before we've actually populated it with all of the businesses that we want to have on there or who want to be on there. So we're going to launch a district-wide online platform. We hope the week of the 23rd of November. And we're currently working to get local businesses what they call onboarded. I'm learning all the new language now as well. This online platform will have e-commerce abilities. So it isn't just going to be a directory of businesses. It's actually going to give people the opportunity of selling things. So if you have a product and you are a customer interface business, then please have a look at what we're doing. So local businesses can set up for free. We as a district council are paying the setup fees for 6 months to get this underway. Local businesses would pay 7.5% commission on anything they sell, but if they don't sell anything, they don't pay anything, and it costs nothing to set up your shop online. There will be a credit card transaction fee of 1.4%, but the way it's set up is once you go onto the website, you put your postcode in, and the shops nearest to you come up first. So this is very much about generating a shop local activity. What we're going to do in the district, because we're covering the whole of the district, is that if somebody puts their postcode in, then the shops nearest them come up first, and then the other shops in the district that are a little bit further away, and then the other shops in the district that are a little bit further away. Now, this company are already covering Cambridge, so particularly in the north of the district, Cambridge would come up as well on their lists, but it will come up after all the district-wide shops have come up. So it's important to us that we're supporting our local businesses and generating the sense that you can buy what you need in Uttlesford. There's also a home delivery service associated with this. Now, this is a bit of a learning as we go along type of thing, because this company, who are called Click It Local, and all of you can have a look at their website straight away, because as I say, they're already working in some cities. They've never done a rural area before. This is their first time. And their business model wasn't really set up for rural areas, and so we've worked hard with them to get an offer that we think that really works rural in our rural area. There is going to be a delivery charge paid by the customer. This is going to be an evolution, because we've got to learn how this really works, but there will be a home delivery service, we hope, set up very quickly, that will cover the whole district. To sign up to Maybe Tech, all the details are on this slide. I won't go through them because you don't need me to read them out, but we will send these slides out. And to sign up to Click It Local, you need to tell us in the economic development team your telephone number, your email address, who you are, and which way you prefer to be contacted. And we will do that referral to Click It Local. They will contact you directly, and basically they will hold your hand throughout the whole process to get you online and selling digitally. So that's the end of my presentation. I'm happy to take some questions, and I know I've got Sarah here to back me up and on the things I don't know yet.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Linda. If anyone wants to ask anything, please unmute yourselves and feel free to ask. I just wanted to say I've signed up to Maybe Tech and started using it, and it's really good. And I'd sort of encourage all of you to, at the very least, create an account and have a look at it, because you can actually link all of your social medias, and it actually gives you analytics on, you know, what works, what doesn't, what the reach is, what the engagement is. So you can then, over a period of time, tailor the content to be, you know, the stuff that gets the best engagement and traction, and hopefully then generate sales. So I'd definitely say it's worth looking at.
I think it sounds like a great initiative as well, and obviously this is a field that I work in anyway, so I'm familiar with the technology behind it, but just having that platform that focuses people's attention, it sounds like a wonderful thing. And I'm just wondering whether there might be opportunities for me to help local businesses in terms of getting them on that platform and making sure it's done well. So
well,
great.
Please do have a look at the platform, Richard. I mean,
I will.
They are real handholders. As a company, we're really impressed with like the package that we've got with them. But they really will hold people's hands. But yes, if there's anything anyone else who's an expert can do, we're up for any help. What we want to do is get our local businesses, district-wide businesses in our towns and villages across the whole district, who would benefit from being on an online platform on there. There may be some logistics around the delivery service for us to work out, the ones outside particularly the two main centres. But the idea is that we find out who can benefit from being on there, get them on there. Hopefully our customers will then start benefiting very quickly, and they will realise that actually buying online locally, they're saving their local businesses, which they want to do. They have the convenience of doing it online. Everybody wins, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely, the locality is the important thing, but also with Christmas coming up and people feeling the need to buy things for Christmas and not being able to go to non-essential shops at the moment, yeah. I think the timing is perfect, really.
I think, can I just identify that over the years we've been running the forum, the thing that we've identified as a weakness is people starting up businesses and working from home. And I think you should focus on that if you can as well, because a lot of people working out their front room or bedroom or something who just would really benefit by using the platform that you've described. And we've identified it as a problem over the years, but we haven't really worked out a solution to help those people. But that's one of the areas that we as a forum of feel is a gap in the market, as it were.
Thank you, Andrew. I think what I see is that this gives an opportunity to people who are unemployed or facing redundancy to think about how they can set up a business.
Absolutely.
For something that is an interest to them, at no cost to them to set it up. They're only going to pay charges if they sell something. So if there's something that they're doing, like making jewelry or, you know, making beautiful wooden items or whatever it is, it can go on there. What this company have told us is that some of the most successful businesses they've got don't have a shop. Now, I fully appreciate that having a town centre and having shops is an important part of the community accessing services when they want. But there's also, we're changing the way that we use retail. And if we can have local businesses who are able to thrive and sell goods that local people want, then, as I say, it's win-win really for everybody.
One of the things maybe the district council ought to consider then is having a very simple guide on the things somebody should think about if they were setting up their own business for the first time. They can go to professionals and ask, but that just costs them money. And maybe a very simple, you know, you might have someone who's been made redundant, would be wanting to do something like make jewellery and sell it, but they just need a bit of maybe a very easy guide on how to set up the business, how to register with the revenue, etc., etc. Maybe that's something that you could think about.
Well, actually, there is a lot of free advice about that already, and a lot of that information is in our business support guide. So I will send out the presentation slides and the business support guide, but I would encourage you to spread it out as widely as possible, because there are sources of information, and we're not expecting people to pay for that information, and you can come to us, we will help, but we will also be doing a lot of signposting, because obviously there are only the two of us. We are looking at how we can refer people to where we know is really good quality business support advice that is free. We have one particular referral we can make at the moment where people can get 12 hours of free support from an Essex County Council funded business support service. Now, we know that there's a lot of demand on those services, but right now they're still able to offer that service. And I would encourage anybody who knows anyone who's facing redundancy or is unemployed already, who wants to think about how they can set up a business, to contact us, and we'll make those referrals for them.
Great.
How does it work with the services such as mine?
I think it doesn't, Hazel, unless you're selling a product that goes with it. I don't know, and Sarah may be able to answer this, but we're still in the early stages of just telling everybody about it at the moment. So there are some questions that have been raised that I don't know the answers to yet. That's the truth. And one of them is, what about vouchers? What about how you sell like a gift voucher for somebody? Somebody might want to say, oh, well, look, in the new year, go and have a session with Hazel and I will pay for it. But I don't know. And I don't know, Sarah, do you know yet how they're looking at working with the vouchers?
They were talking, it's not something they've done previously. Certainly in Cambridge, they haven't done gift vouchers, but it's something they've been talking about putting in place coming into the Christmas market. So it's, I'm meeting with them shortly, actually. So I'll raise it and I'll let you know, Hazel, if that's a possibility. Because obviously our ultimate game was really to try and get as many people online as possible and give them a presence. But sadly, the best platform that we sort of thought for our residents and for the businesses really sort of focus more on that retail sector. So we're aware sort of service industry, hospitality are sort of missing out a lot on these sort of offers. Obviously, we'll see what we can do to try and squeeze everybody in. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? And I think we probably should wrap up. And
I think we should wrap up because we've gone past our time, haven't we? But it's absolutely, can I just say, for maybe in as sort of conclusion here, thank you very much, everybody, for making the effort to do this. It's not easy. It's easy to think. In a way, it's harder to do this as a Zoom meeting and make the effort to do it as a Zoom meeting than it is to physically turn up. But I think it's been a successful meeting. Thank you very much, James, for organising it. And the hope is that we can get, if we can spread the word, we can get more of our members next time, maybe in a month. So thanks, James. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Thanks to the presenters today. Very interesting and very thought-provoking, actually. So thanks to all. James, do you have anything else to say?
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
you.
Must
Yeah,
fly.
thanks so much for inviting me.
Must fly.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you all for
James.
coming.
Bye.
Take care.